for Godot, by Samuel Beckett. About the author. Samuel Beckett (1906–1989) was an Irish playwright, novelist, poet, and theatre director, widely regarded as one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. Beckett's work in the theatre had a profound impact on the development of modern drama. His most famous play, Waiting for Godot, 1953, is considered a masterpiece of 20th-century theatre and is often cited as one of the most important works of the absurd theatre movement. Beckett's other notable plays include Endgame, 1957, Krapp's Last Tape, 1958, and Happy Days, 1961. Beckett's work is characterized by its exploration of existential themes, absurdity, and the human condition. His plays often depict characters trapped in seemingly meaningless or futile situations, grappling with questions of identity, mortality, and the nature of existence. Beckett's minimalist style and use of sparse language are hallmarks of his writing, emphasizing the absurdity and emptiness of human experience. In 1969, Beckett was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his writing, which, in new forms for the novel and drama, in the destitution of modern man acquires its elevation. The Nobel Committee praised Beckett for his examination of the human condition in a world devoid of illusions. Overall, Samuel Beckett's contributions to literature and theatre have had a lasting impact on the cultural landscape of the 20th century and beyond. His exploration of existential themes and his innovative approach to storytelling continue to resonate with audiences and scholars alike, cementing his status as one of the most important writers of his generation. Significance of the title. The title of Samuel Beckett's play, Waiting for Godot, holds significant thematic and symbolic importance throughout the work. The most obvious significance of the title lies in its emphasis on waiting. The characters, Vladimir and Estragon, spend the entirety of the play waiting for the arrival of someone named Godot. This act of waiting becomes the central focus of the narrative, serving as a metaphor for the human condition. The title sets the stage for the existential exploration of waiting as a fundamental aspect of human experience, highlighting themes of uncertainty, anticipation, and the passage of time. The title introduces the enigmatic character of Godot, who is never fully explained or revealed in the play. Godot's identity, intentions, and significance remain ambiguous, leaving audiences to speculate on who or what he represents. This ambiguity adds to the play's existential themes, inviting interpretations ranging from religious symbolism to allegories for human desire or authority figures. The act of waiting for Godot carries existential significance, reflecting the character's futile search for meaning and purpose in a seemingly indifferent universe. The title encapsulates the existential dilemma faced by Vladimir and Estragon as they grapple with questions of existence, identity, and the inevitability of death. It underscores the absurdity of human existence, where individuals are caught in an endless cycle of anticipation without resolution. The juxtaposition of waiting and Godot in the title highlights the tension between absence and presence. While the characters eagerly await Godot's arrival, he remains conspicuously absent throughout the play. This absence serves as a potent symbol of human longing and disillusionment, as well as the elusive nature of truth and fulfillment. The title thus underscores the paradoxical nature of human desire, where the object of longing remains perpetually out of reach. The title, Waiting for Godot, reflects Beckett's minimalist style and penchant for ambiguity. It is simple yet evocative, capturing the essence of the play's themes and narrative without revealing too much. The title's brevity and open-endedness mirror Beckett's approach to language and storytelling, inviting audiences to engage with the play's meaning on multiple levels. In summary, the title, Waiting for Godot, is laden with layers of significance, encapsulating the play's existential themes, enigmatic characters, and Beckett's distinctive style. It serves as a gateway into the profound exploration of human existence and the search for meaning in a world marked by uncertainty and ambiguity. Summary of the play, Waiting for Godot. Waiting for Godot is a play by Irish playwright Samuel Beckett in which two characters, Vladimir Didi and Estragon Gogo, engage in a variety of discussions and encounters while awaiting the titular Godot, who never arrives. Waiting for Godot is Beckett's reworking of his own original French-language play, En attendant Godot, and is subtitled, in English only, a tragicomedy in 2 acts. Waiting for Godot was a true innovation in drama and the theatre of the absurd's first theatrical success. The play consists of conversations between Vladimir and Estragon, who are waiting for the arrival of the mysterious Godot, who continually sends word that he will appear but who never does. They encounter Lucky and Pozo, they discuss their miseries and their lots in life, they consider hanging themselves, and yet they wait. Often perceived as being tramps, Vladimir and Estragon are a pair of human beings who do not know why they were put on Earth. They make the tenuous assumption that there must be some point to their existence, and they look to Godot for enlightenment. Because they hold out hope for meaning and direction, they acquire a kind of nobility that enables them to rise above their feudal existence. Act 1. The play opens on a desolate landscape with a single tree. Two tramps, Vladimir and Estragon, meet near the tree, where they have arranged to wait for someone named Godot. They discuss various topics, including their past, their current predicament, and their uncertain future. As they wait, they engage in a series of nonsensical conversations and activities to pass the time. They consider leaving but are unable to take decisive action. Throughout the act, they encounter 2 other characters, Pozo, a pompous and domineering landowner, and his servant Lucky, who is burdened with carrying Pozo's belongings. Pozo and Lucky's arrival interrupts Vladimir and Estragon's routine, and they observe the master-servant relationship between the 2 newcomers. After a brief interaction, Pozo and Lucky depart, leaving Vladimir and Estragon alone once again. The act concludes with Vladimir and Estragon deciding to leave but hesitating to do so, unsure of whether Godot will arrive and fearing the consequences of abandoning their post. Act 2. The second act largely mirrors the structure and content of the first act, with Vladimir and Estragon once again waiting for Godot near the same tree. They continue their futile conversations and attempts to pass the time, grappling with existential questions and moments of despair. Their interactions with Pozo and Lucky are slightly altered from the first act, with Pozo now blind and Lucky now mute. Despite these changes, the power dynamics between the characters remain largely unchanged, with Pozo still asserting control over Lucky. As the act progresses, Vladimir and Estragon's sense of desperation and frustration intensifies. They entertain thoughts of suicide and contemplate the meaninglessness of their existence. However, they ultimately decide to continue waiting for Godot, clinging to the hope that he will arrive and provide them with purpose or salvation. The play concludes with Vladimir and Estragon preparing to depart once again, uncertain of whether they will ever see Godot or find meaning in their lives. As they contemplate their next move, the curtain falls, leaving the audience with a sense of unresolved tension and existential uncertainty. Overall, Waiting for Godot is a profound exploration of human existence, characterized by its minimalist setting, enigmatic dialogue, and existential themes. The play challenges conventional notions of narrative structure and meaning, inviting audiences to contemplate the absurdity and uncertainty of life. Critical analysis of the play, Waiting for Godot. Waiting for Godot, by Samuel Beckett, is a seminal work of 20th-century theater, renowned for its existential themes, minimalist approach, and enigmatic narrative. At its core, Waiting for Godot is an existentialist play. It explores themes of human existence, the absurdity of life, and the search for meaning in a seemingly meaningless world. The characters, Vladimir and Estragon, wait endlessly for someone named Godot, who never arrives. This waiting becomes a metaphor for the human condition, where individuals struggle to find purpose and meaning in a world devoid of inherent significance. Beckett's work is often associated with the philosophy of absurdism, which suggests that human existence is irrational, purposeless, and chaotic. The characters in Waiting for Godot engage in nonsensical dialogue, repetitive actions, and futile endeavors, highlighting the absurdity of their situation. The lack of plot progression and the cyclical nature of the play underscore the absurdity of human existence. The two main characters, Vladimir and Estragon, are often seen as archetypes representing the human condition. Vladimir is more intellectual and contemplative, while Estragon is more instinctual and prone to physical suffering. Their interactions reflect the complexities of human relationships, ranging from companionship to conflict. Additionally, Pozo and Lucky, the secondary characters, serve as foils to Vladimir and Estragon, further emphasizing themes of power dynamics and dependency. Beckett's use of language in Waiting for Godot is highly distinctive. The dialogue is characterized by its ambiguity, circularity, and repetitive nature. The characters engage in wordplay, puns, and absurd conversations, often struggling to communicate effectively. This reflects the breakdown of language as a tool for conveying meaning, highlighting the limitations of human communication in expressing existential concerns. The setting of Waiting for Godot is minimalistic, typically consisting of a bare stage with a single tree. This sparse environment serves to accentuate the existential emptiness of the character's existence. Beckett's detailed stage directions also play a significant role in conveying meaning, as they dictate the character's movements, gestures, and interactions with their environment. The title character, Godot, is often interpreted as a symbol of religious faith or salvation. The character's Waiting for Godot mirrors the Christian concept of waiting for divine intervention or redemption. However, Beckett subverts traditional religious narratives by portraying Godot as an absent, enigmatic figure, challenging conventional notions of faith and hope. Waiting for Godot is open to multiple interpretations, and its symbolism is subject to debate. The play has been interpreted as a commentary on various subjects, including the futility of human existence, the decline of Western civilization, and the nature of power and authority. Beckett himself resisted definitive interpretations, preferring to leave the play open-ended and ambiguous. Beckett wrote, Waiting for Godot, in the aftermath of World War II, a period marked by widespread destruction, disillusionment, and existential despair. The play reflects the sense of uncertainty and alienation prevalent in post-war Europe, where traditional beliefs and structures had been shattered, leaving individuals adrift in a fragmented world. The play premiered in 1953, during the height of the Cold War, when tensions between the Western Bloc led by the United States and the Eastern Bloc led by the Soviet Union were escalating. The specter of nuclear annihilation loomed large, contributing to a pervasive sense of existential dread and anxiety. The character's futile waiting for Godot can be interpreted as a metaphor for the futile hope for salvation or resolution in the midst of geopolitical turmoil. While Waiting for Godot does not directly address colonialism, its themes of power dynamics and dependency can be seen as relevant to the colonial context. The relationship between Pozo and Lucky, characterized by domination and subservience, reflects hierarchical structures prevalent in colonial societies. Additionally, the character's lack of agency and autonomy mirrors the experiences of colonized peoples under oppressive regimes. Beckett's structure in Waiting for Godot is deliberately nonlinear and fragmented, reflecting the fractured nature of modern existence. The play consists of 2 acts, each comprising seemingly repetitive and circular dialogue punctuated by moments of absurdity and existential reflection. This structure mirrors the cyclical nature of human experience and the lack of linear progression in the characters' lives. The characters in Waiting for Godot are depicted as vagabonds or tramps, marginalized individuals on the fringes of society. Their precarious existence and constant struggle for survival allude to broader issues of economic dislocation and class struggle. The play can be interpreted as a critique of capitalist society, where individuals are reduced to mere cogs in a machine, devoid of meaningful agency or purpose. In conclusion, Waiting for Godot is a complex and multifaceted work that continues to provoke thought and discussion. Its exploration of existential themes, minimalist aesthetics, and enigmatic narrative structure have cemented its status as a seminal work of 20th-century theater. Themes. Waiting for Godot explores several profound themes, each contributing to its rich tapestry of existential inquiry and philosophical contemplation. Here's a detailed explanation of some of the key themes. Existentialism. At its core, Waiting for Godot is an existentialist work that delves into the fundamental questions of human existence. The play examines the absurdity of life, the search for meaning in a seemingly meaningless world, and the struggle to find purpose in the face of existential dread. Through the characters of Vladimir and Estragon, Beckett portrays the inherent uncertainty and futility of human existence, highlighting the absurdity of their predicament as they wait endlessly for Godot, a figure whose identity and significance remain elusive. Absurdity. The theme of absurdity permeates every aspect of the play, from its circular dialogue to its minimalistic setting. Beckett portrays life as inherently nonsensical and devoid of inherent meaning, with characters engaging in futile actions and repetitive rituals. The absurdity of their situation is underscored by the characters' inability to break free from their cycle of waiting, highlighting the absurdity of human existence itself. Isolation and alienation. The characters in Waiting for Godot experience profound feelings of isolation and alienation. Estragon and Vladimir are trapped in a barren landscape, devoid of meaningful human connection or interaction. Their encounters with other characters, such as Pozo and Lucky, only serve to reinforce their sense of isolation, as they struggle to communicate and forge genuine connections in a world marked by fragmentation and disconnection. Hope and despair. Throughout the play, Vladimir and Estragon vacillate between moments of hope and despair. They cling to the hope that Godot will arrive and provide them with purpose or salvation, yet their hopes are repeatedly dashed as Godot fails to materialize. This cycle of hope and disappointment reflects the human propensity to seek meaning and significance in the face of uncertainty, even when confronted with the inevitability of disappointment and disillusionment. Time and mortality. Time plays a central role in Waiting for Godot, as the characters grapple with the passage of time and their own mortality. Vladimir and Estragon are acutely aware of the fleeting nature of time, yet they are powerless to escape its inexorable march. The play's circular structure and repetitive actions underscore the character's sense of timelessness and the cyclical nature of human existence, highlighting the transient nature of life and the inevitability of death. Power and control. The theme of power and control is explored through the interactions between characters, particularly in the relationship between Pozo and Lucky. Pozo exerts control over Lucky, treating him as a subservient servant and subjecting him to physical and emotional abuse. This dynamic serves as a microcosm of broader power structures and hierarchies, reflecting the unequal distribution of power in society and the ways in which individuals seek to assert control over others as a means of asserting their own dominance and authority. Language and communication. Language and communication are central themes in Waiting for Godot, as the characters struggle to express themselves and convey meaning amidst the limitations of language. The play's dialogue is characterized by its ambiguity, circularity, and absurdity, highlighting the inadequacy of language as a means of conveying existential truths. Despite their efforts to communicate, the characters often fail to connect with one another, underscoring the inherent difficulty of achieving genuine understanding and connection in a world marked by linguistic barriers and miscommunication. Overall, Waiting for Godot is a deeply philosophical work that grapples with the most profound questions of human existence. Through its exploration of themes such as existentialism, absurdity, isolation, hope, and despair, the play offers a powerful meditation on the human condition and the search for meaning in a world marked by uncertainty and ambiguity. Characterization. Waiting for Godot features a small cast of characters, each of whom contributes to the play's exploration of existential themes and absurdity. Here's an explanation of the main characters. Vladimir, also known as Didi, Vladimir is one of the two central characters in the play. He is depicted as more intellectual and contemplative than his companion, Estragon. Vladimir often takes on the role of the thinker, engaging in philosophical discussions and reflecting on their situation. He is characterized by his optimism and hope, as well as his sense of responsibility towards Estragon. Vladimir's relationship with Estragon forms the emotional core of the play, as they navigate the challenges of their existential predicament together. Estragon, also known as Gogo, Estragon is the other central character in the play. He is portrayed as more instinctual and prone to physical suffering than Vladimir. Estragon often complains of physical ailments and struggles to remember past events. Despite his gruff exterior, he is deeply dependent on Vladimir for companionship and support. Estragon's relationship with Vladimir is characterized by moments of camaraderie, bickering, and mutual reliance, serving as a poignant depiction of human connection in the face of adversity. Pozo. Pozo is a pompous and domineering landowner who encounters Vladimir and Estragon in both acts of the play. He is accompanied by his servant, Lucky, whom he treats with disdain and cruelty. Pozo is characterized by his arrogance, verbosity, and sense of entitlement. He represents the oppressive forces of authority and power in the play, exerting control over Lucky and asserting his superiority over Vladimir and Estragon. Pozo's interactions with the other characters serve to underscore themes of power dynamics, dependency, and the absurdity of human relationships. Lucky. Lucky is Pozo's loyal but downtrodden servant, who is burdened with carrying Pozo's belongings and obeying his commands. Despite his name, Lucky is portrayed as anything but fortunate, as he is subjected to physical and emotional abuse by Pozzo. Lucky is notable for his long, rambling monologue in the second act, which is filled with nonsensical phrases and obscure references. His monologue serves as a striking example of the breakdown of language and communication in the play, highlighting the limitations of human expression in conveying existential truths. Godot. Though Godot never appears on stage, he is a central figure in the play, as Vladimir and Estragon spend the entirety of the play waiting for his arrival. Godot's identity, intentions, and significance remain ambiguous and open to interpretation. Some interpretations suggest that Godot represents a divine or transcendent figure, while others view him as a metaphor for human desire, authority, or salvation. Regardless of his interpretation, Godot's absence serves as a potent symbol of longing, disillusionment, and the elusive nature of truth and fulfillment in the play. Each character in Waiting for Godot contributes to the play's exploration of existential themes, absurdity, and the human condition. Through their interactions and experiences, they invite audiences to reflect on the inherent uncertainty and futility of human existence, as well as the enduring power of hope, companionship, and connection in the face of adversity.